we started this out as the Ashburn Foundation, and then when Harry passed away, the Kalas family was nice enough to let us include Harry in this, and they were a great combo in life, and they're probably up there broadcasting now, and the games at least, maybe not this, but they're together, and it's very cool.
And anytime you can do anything for the kids and to help them, grow in some way, shape, or form, especially with the game that I love the most, it's great to be part of it.
Rob is ideally suited to handling this clubhouse, and that's a big reason why the players like him so much. He's got that good way of communicating.
I'm Gregg Murphy.
I'm Sam Stafford.
I'm Todd Zolecki.
This is Ruben Amaro.
I'm Jim Salisbury.
Hi, I'm Mike Bowman, President of Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board. Phillies Nation is presented by Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board. Make it Mako.
How do they do that?
A vacation in Montgomery County, PA is so affordable, you might lose your cool.
Oh, geez. Don't worry about it. It's free.
Feel free to explore the soldiers' huts.
Free? Yes!
Parking is free! Free! It's free!
With so many affordable things in Montgomery County, go ahead. Freak out!
Phillies Nation is your source for breaking news, original analysis, trade insights, and more. With credentialed access, our team of writers brings you first-hand accounts from your favorite players on today's team, minor league prospects of the future, and Phillies alumni from the past. Join our community and connect with hundreds of thousands of diehard fans through our social media, road trips, tailgate parties, and charity events. Don't miss a thing. Be sure to visit PhilliesNation.com every single day.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Phillies Nation, presented by Valley Forge Tourism, and welcome to Yardley Country Club. Sam, what a beautiful day, and we are here for a great cause. You probably guessed, we are here for the Richie Ashburn-Kalas Foundation today, their annual golf tournament. And Sam, I know you know, they do so much good work for so many people.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day for a beautiful organization.
Yeah.
They've been around since 1998, and they really keep baseball in the inner city. Such a big baseball city, and now we keep the base in the inner city.
I love it, and we're gonna, meet a lot of the people that are integral in this organization. That's coming up later in the show. In fact, we've got a lot for you to learn over the next 30 minutes.
Greg, you started off and you talked to Richie's son.
Well, Rich, first of all, it is good to see you, and it's great to be back here at this event each and every year. It's been a long time, and this continues to go on. That has to feel pretty good to you.
It feels great. I mean, we're getting sun today, and no more of the rain and clouds, but it's so nice to have a day like this so we can raise money for the kids.
Yeah, and celebrate the legacy of your father and of Harry. They brought so much to the community as well. When you think back to those early days of their relationship, I know you have some special memories of those, but what do you remember first about when you met Harry the first time?
When I met Harry the first time, he immediately, I knew Dad liked him because I met him a couple times before the opening day. Mm-hmm. And I knew he was like an uncle to me right away. And it was that way till the day he died. Yeah. He was a special person, as everybody in Philadelphia knows, and anyone who's ever met him. And I'm so glad that we started this out as the Ashburn Foundation. Mm-hmm. And then when Harry passed away, the Kalas family was nice enough to let us include Harry in this. And they were a great combo in life, and they're probably up there broadcasting now, and the games at least, maybe not this, but they're together, and it's very cool.
Yeah, you can bet they're watching right now and critiquing some of the swings out here, out on the golf
Hopefully
course.
Hopefully not mine.
They were such a dynamic duo, such a great combination. I'm a guy that grew up in the area, grew up listening to the two of them, and it's just special that we continue each year to remember them and remember them together, all for a good cause, but also to get a chance to remember and tell some stories about the guys.
Yeah, there's tons of stories.
Yeah.
It is very cool. The city of Philadelphia, the Phillies, the fans especially, who support this. It's fantastic. The kids in the Delaware Valley benefit,
Yeah.
and Dad and Harry would be very happy with that.
Why do you think Harry and Whitey had such a connection with the fans? Well, what do you think it was? I mean, it's a great sports town, obviously, but, you know, not all broadcasters connect that way.
Immediately, they were buddies right away, and it came across on the air that they were really brothers more than just, you know, coworkers. They were also different. Harry had a much different life than my father, but they were both very intelligent, and Harry's voice second to none. But they were both very smart and baseball smart, people smart, street smart, whatever you want to call it. And they just clicked right away. I think 26 seasons they were together, and you couldn't ask for a better pair.
Yeah, and you know, obviously your close relationship with your dad, very special. You mentioned Harry, like an uncle to you as well. Baseball families are very special because we spend so much time together. Certainly your dad and Harry did that, but you were a part of that as well. You remember that fondly?
Oh yeah. I mean, we'd have, you know, Jim Bunning and his family would be over for a weekend dinner or a camp out or something like that, and it was always different players or Harry and his family or just Harry. And but yeah, growing up in the baseball world, it is a real family, and I got to give the Phillies credit because they've always made it feel that way outside of the ballpark even. Right. So and I know Dad and Harry had a lot to do with, you know, that relationship, but with the team. I just enjoyed, like everybody else, I got to sit back a lot of times in the booth watching those two, and it was like watching a master paint.
Yeah. For you, it probably just felt normal childhood. You're growing up, you're going to school, you're hanging out with Dad at the ballpark. When you think back about those special times now, I would imagine it brings some pretty special feelings back to you, and you realize just how special it was, how lucky you were.
Oh, I was very lucky. I always knew people liked Dad. I didn't really, know that he was that beloved.
I'll say it.
and to be honest with you, when my dad passed, there was a gentleman at the funeral who had put a radio down at his casket and said, "I'll never need that again."
Wow.
And it kind of was like, no, baseball's still alive.
Yeah.
You know? But that really meant a lot to me. And that same gentleman had come up to us in line and said, your dad was for the last 50 years, was in everybody's basement, backyard, car, boat, shore house, whatever it was, and he was family. And that really hit me hard. Like, I finally realized how much he meant to the Delaware Valley. He was that beloved.
There is no better compliment, really, for a baseball announcer to hear those words from folks. And certainly your dad and Harry had that connection. Quickly nowadays, down in North Carolina and living your best life, right?
I am. We're down in Nags Head, and I try to watch the Phillies as much as possible. And obviously they're doing very well, and it makes my heart warm. So awesome. I enjoy it. But thank you for being here and enjoying this with us.
Rich, good to see you.
Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it.
And up next, Greg talked to Todd about his new podcast, The Phillies Show.
All right, Todd, well, we certainly are excited to have you part of our show because you've got this new venture going, The Phillies Show. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Ruben Amaro Jr., Jim Salisbury, and myself, we've been around baseball forever. Ruben for his entire life, really. And we love baseball. We love talking about baseball. So before this season started, we said we should get together and do a podcast. 3 baseball people, have some guests. We've had Pat Burrell was our first guest. It was a lot of fun. We hope to have some other big guests down the road. But twice a week, we're talking baseball. We're talking what's going on with the Phillies. We're giving our thoughts on it, what the Phillies are thinking, what we think about it. And so far, it has been a ton of fun.
Yeah, fun, I think, is the key word to all of this because great personalities on the 3 of you together. I mean, I've been a fly on the wall on those conversations, in those conversations, and now you're bringing it to the masses, and that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, this is basically kind of the conversations we have in the press box, debating stuff back and forth, and now we're just giving it to people so they're driving to work, they're mowing the lawn, they're going on a run, they can listen to more Phillies talk.
Yeah, and it's more than just X's and O's and what's happening on the field. You're bringing the personalities of both the maybe current players, former players for sure, and your personalities to the mix.
Yeah, we've told some fun press box stories, some from clubhouse stories of our some fun conversations we've had in the past with Ruben when he was actually GM and we were interviewing him. So all of that stuff we like to bring to the fans because I think they really like that inside aspect of what life is like as a Phillies beat writer and what life is like as a former player, coach, and general manager like Ruben Amaro Jr.
Yeah, if you've ever asked yourself what goes on in those late night conversations in the press box, all you got to do is check out the Phillies Show.
And now let's kick it over to Phillies' preeminent quizmaster, Johnny Goodtimes, for some baseball trivia.
What stadium did the Phillies call home from 1887 to 1938?
A vacation in Montgomery County, PA is so affordable, you might lose your cool.
Oh, geez. Don't worry about it. It's free.
Feel free to explore the soldiers' huts.
Free? Yes! Parking is free! Free! It's free!
With so many affordable things in Montgomery County, go ahead. Freak out!
My name is Kenny Thomas, and I'm the chief artist at Shibe Sports. I'm a big Philadelphia sports fan, a 4-for-4 guy.
I learned how to screen print in high school. Started making my own t-shirts at home, slowly grew and grew until I needed to get a studio. My name's Alex, and I print t-shirts for Shibe Sports.
To actually be able to impact a culture with the things you make is one of the most important things an artist can ever do.
What stadium did the Phillies call home from 1887 to 1938? That was the Baker Bowl, just a few blocks away from Shibe Park.
If you're a trivia buff, head to JohnnyGoodtimes.com to hire Johnny for your next company party or private event.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Phillies Nation, presented by Valley Forge Tourism. We are here at the beautiful Yardley Country Club for the Ashburn-Kalas Foundation. And earlier today, Sam Stafford had a chance to talk to one of the co-founders, Ruben Amaro Jr.
Hey guys, I am here with Ruben Amaro Jr., one of the founding members of the Ashburn-Kalas Foundation. And Ruben, you guys began in 1998. Can you walk me through the process of how you guys got this together?
Well, it was really important. Richie Ashburn's message basically is he wants to try to get as many kids, whatever opportunity they have or where they are socioeconomically, he wanted people to play baseball. We got together and decided it was really important to start this foundation, and it's been great. We've grown. Now we're doing camps, basically free camps for people in the inner city and outside the city as well. We do somewhere between 10 and 12 camps a year, and we employ some of the kids from Penn Charter and some others to help run those camps. Rick Miller is basically the guy who's sort of coordinates that, but it's been great. And we're just trying to carry out, Richie Ashburn's legacy. And then when Harry passed, we thought it was really important because they've been so linked. We ended up talking to the family of Harry Kalas, and they very graciously decided that they would love to be part of it as well. So Harry joined us as well.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. That's pretty amazing. But you did mention all the camps that you guys put on with the foundation. Where can people find information if they can go to them, how to sign up?
Yep, it's Ashburn-Kalas Foundation.org. They can go online and be able to sign up and talk to, or at least go online in our website, and all the information should be there. Again, free camps. I think that we give out T-shirts with hats and stuff like that. But more importantly, it's a way for the parents to get their kids out of the house and onto the field and get an opportunity to learn about baseball and just try to grow to love it again.
Larry, what is your fondest memory with Richie and Harry?
Wow, it's hard to say if there's one. I mean, it's just honestly probably. With Harry, because I worked with him, it's everything. A lot of it's not even having to do with baseball. We're on the plane one time. We were getting ready to take off for Colorado, and there was thunderstorms in our area and in Denver area, so we sat on the tarmac for 3 hours. We had a few social sparklers, and Harry decided to doze off a little bit. About an hour later, he wakes up. We haven't moved yet. He wakes up, he looks over at me, he called me breakdown. He looks over, he goes, breakdown, pretty smooth so far. I'm like, HK, we haven't left yet. He's like, what? He lifts it up. I was, oh, no. I mean, just stuff like that. And the two of them together, just listening to them on the radio or TV. I remember when I first started doing TV with Harry, he's like, I don't want to talk. They wanted me to talk more. I'm like, I'm busy listening to Harry. I mean, that's what everybody does. That's what everybody loves. And that's what I enjoyed doing. It was, that was, I think, a tough transition for me because I just want to listen to him.
Rob, you clearly weren't here with the Ashburn-Kalas era, but what's it mean for somebody of your stature supporting the past Phillies and their organizations?
Yeah, it's huge. You know, I didn't know either one of them, unfortunately, but two legends in this city and in this area, and it's an honor for me to be here today to help raise some money for some kids in the inner city.
Yeah, Krucky, what's your fondest memory of Richie Ashburn and Harry Kalas?
Well, with Richie, we played cards all the time on the plane, and I lost a lot of money to him, but I just love sitting with Richie talking baseball. He was such a, you know, the history of the Phillies, and it was fun just being able to call him a friend and hang out with him. And with Harry, every time we went to New York, Harry would get a limousine, and he and I would drive up to New York together, drink beer, and it started out casual conversation, and by the time we got to New York, it was a full-blown argument. Because we would talk about players in the American League who I had no idea who any of them were really. And Harry would tell me how good they are, and I would argue that our guys are better, National League better. And so that was a blast, just being able to be in a car with Harry for 2 hours and just talking a lot of trash. And then by the time we got there, we were trash. So it was a lot of fun, though.
Okay, Tom, obviously you took over for Harry, but can you tell us how you knew him before you got the voice of the Phillies?
Well, so we knew each other only because I was in minor league baseball locally, so we would go to events together. But then when I was hired by the Phillies, I would do the pre- and post-game show and do a couple innings of play-by-play before I went to the Mets. And he was the first person that called me when I got the Mets job because he was proud of me for getting a bigger job. And then when I came back, I was in the middle of my contract with the Mets, and he was one of the first people that called me back because I was coming back to do TV, and I was not a TV guy. I have a face for radio, and that's what I was. And he was really happy about that because eventually I was going to replace him when he retired. But then unfortunately when he passed away in 2009, it kind of sped the process up a little bit more.
We had a chance to meet up with some fans tailgating and ask them who their favorite players are.
Bryce Harper. Chase Utley.
Ryan Howard. I mean, Ryan Howard hits absolute bombs. Only person to put it in the third deck. Guy is a monster. He is underappreciated in Philadelphia.
Bryce Harper.
Probably Shane Victorino.
And now, another crazy Philly sports story that you've never heard. The Natural, starring Robert Redford, is considered one of the all-time great sports movies. Most people don't realize that it was based loosely on the true story of former Philly first baseman Eddie Whitekiss. Whitekiss was a player for the Chicago Cubs who got traded to the Phillies in 1948. When the Phillies and Whitekiss returned to Wrigley in the 1949 season, a fan named Ruth Ann Steinhagen was waiting. She found out what hotel the Phillies were staying in and booked a room at the same hotel. She left a note for Whitekiss telling him that she wanted him to come to her room. He obliged, walked in, and asked, "What's up?" She told him she had a surprise for him. Well, that surprise was a .22 caliber rifle. She shot him, the bullet barely missing his heart. She then called the front desk, reported the shooting, and Whitekiss was taken to a nearby hospital where his life was saved. Remarkably, Whitekiss returned to the Phillies in 1950 and led the Whiz Kids in runs scored and was named Comeback Player of the Year. Ruth Ann? Well, she was sent to a mental institution. Soon after, Bernard Malmuth started working on a novel about a baseball player who gets shot by a stalker and returns to baseball.
Phillies Nation Nation is your source for breaking news, original analysis, trade insights, and more. With credentialed access, our team of writers brings you first-hand accounts from your favorite players on today's team, minor league prospects of the future, and Phillies alumni from the past. Join our community and connect with hundreds of thousands of diehard fans through our social media, road trips, tailgate parties, and charity events. Don't miss a thing. Be sure to visit PhilliesNation.com every single day.
Welcome to This Week in Philly Baseball History, presented by Shibe Vintage Sports. This week in 1991, Olympic Stadium in Montreal, a young pitcher named Tommy Green takes the hill against a stacked Expos lineup. 130 pitches later, Green's jubilant teammates stormed the mound as Green became just the 8th pitcher in franchise history to throw a no-hitter. Celebrate Philly sports history with a unique Father's Day gift from Shibe Vintage Sports. Visit them at 13th and Walnut Streets or shibesports.com.
Welcome back to Phillies Nation, presented by Valley Forge Tourism, and I am here with the president and CEO, Mike Bowman. Mike, Montgomery County means so much to Phillies Nation. Why are the Phillies so important to you guys?
Well, the Phillies are such a great brand, as we all know. They are extremely family-friendly, and we welcome families to Montgomery County. There's so much to do in Montgomery County, whether it's a day trip, a weekend, just an overnight quick trip with the kids. We have 85 hotels. We have many hotels with swimming pools inside and outside. We have the King of Prussia Mall, which is the best mall in the universe, which has everything to do for families, from dining to shopping. We have over 100 miles of trails. Of course, we have the Valley Forge Historic National Park, one of the greatest historic parks in the nation. So there's a lot to do. The audience at the Phillies game, it's our audience. We love to talk to the people who are at the Phillies games.
You said earlier that you're wearing your Phillies tie.
That's right.
So how big of a fan are you? How long does it last?
I'm a huge fan. I grew up in Philadelphia. I used to take 2 buses, a subway, and the L to games by myself at Vet Stadium. I'm a diehard Philly fan. I bleed them. But all kidding aside, they are just an amazing organization from the top down. And us being there, whether it's at spring training, regular season games, behind home plate, in general, we love to talk to the Phillies customers, and they love to come out to Montco. We have thousands of restaurants in Montgomery County, from Pottstown to Lansdale to Conshohocken to the King of Prussia area. I go on and on and on. Our breweries are incredible here. I love going out to eat. It's a joy. It's a pleasure to be in Montco, and parking's for free. Remember that. Parking is free in Montgomery County.
Awesome. Mike, thank you guys so much for your support on Phillies Nation.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Phillies Show.
One of the things that I think becomes very important when you get off to a start like this is the skipper, and is the leadership, and is the messaging. And I just love the messaging that Rob Thomson is imparting, and it's basically stay humble. And stay humble because they've accomplished nothing. This is fun. This is tremendous, but we all know where the big shiny trophy is, and it's in October. And I also think they have the personalities in the clubhouse that they're not going to come off the gas. I mean, Harper's not going to let you come off the gas. He wants it so bad. Wheeler wants it so bad. He's not going to let you take your foot off the gas. But I really like the messaging of Rob, that Rob Thomson is imparting. What do you think of it, Todd? To me, it becomes a good challenge, keeping everybody, focused because things are going so well. Keeping everybody realizing that, this is fun, but we haven't accomplished what we're really here for.
Yeah, Rob's talked about that quite a bit over the past couple weeks because, the script has flipped so much of slow start. How are you going to dig yourselves out of it to now how are you going to keep your foot on the gas? And I think another thing that is a helpful reminder for the Phillies as they keep playing well and just to keep them hungry, I guess you could say, is the fact that the team they dispatched of in the last 2 postseasons was the Braves, and nothing is given to you. You win 105 games in the regular season. It does not mean you're going to go to win the World Series. So keep that edge. So I think that's another reminder, but Rob is ideally suited to handling this clubhouse. And that's a big reason why the players like him so much. He's got that good way of communicating and talking to these guys when things are going well, when things are going poorly, keeps them on an even keel. And I think he's going to be able to keep this team motivated throughout the summer.
And so this is the cool thing about this ball club that I really admire. You said, teams take on the personality of the manager. So if you'll notice, the Phillies are the best team in baseball. You don't see these guys doing all this gimmicky BS. And after the daycare guys afterwards, they pour some stuff on guys in the interviews. That's about the extent of like the swag that you see these guys. And they have swag, believe me, they enjoy it and they're having fun, but they know that at the end of the day, it's about winning baseball games. Their emotions on the field are genuine and they're not planned. And it's not like a show. They're there to win baseball games and they do it in a really business-like manner, but they also are having a lot of fun with each other.
Welcome back to Phillies Nation, presented by Valley Forge Tourism. Sam Stafford, Gregg Murphy. What a day it was here at the Yardley Country Club. Beautiful weather, but more importantly, Sam, a great day raising a lot of money for a terrific cause.
Oh, it was absolutely perfect to kick off our first show.
Yeah.
You could feel Whitey and Harry smiling down. And we saw some former Phillies today, but next week, we're going to see some current players doing some good at Aaron Nola's Bowling for the Truth.
Yeah, what a great event, the second annual one of that. And then later on, coming up in a couple of weeks, we're going to bring you to Valley Forge, where they're making some bats for big league players. That's all coming up on a future show as well. So we're excited to bring it all to you. For Sam Stafford, I'm Gregg Murphy saying thanks for watching, and we'll join you next time on Phillies Nation, presented by Valley Forge Tourism.